Terrorist. The simple mention of the word is enough to send shivers down people's spines and mobilize special forces. They are the embodiment of fear that is so enthralled by whatever beliefs they harbor, it causes them to bring about absolute evil. And there are people who wear that title proudly, but even they have someone to fear. Welcome to Bear Luxury, where we show you entertaining events that manage to make waves across the class spectrum. Today, we'll look into the life of the Middle Eastern angel of death, someone who brings terror to the terrorists. The Descent. Al-Rubai, born in 1978, was an instructor at an Iraqi university before descending into his war-torn country as the Angel of Death. His proficiency in both armed and unarmed combat made his transition smooth, even lethal. When the Iraqi people were attacked, he decided to quit his work and join the war instead. He began as a simple person who only desired to fight Daesh, the Arabic term for ISIS. And through time, he advanced to become an Iraqi commander inside the Khatib al-Imam Ali, an Iraqi Shia military group that's also part of the well-known mobilization forces fighting ISIS in Iraq. Besides him being a militant, he is also a father to 5 children that will surely know the feats that their father accomplished. He began combat operations in 2003 as a member of the Mahdi Army, a Shiite cleric group that resisted American forces in Iraq. He was merely a soldier in Muqtada al-Mahdi Sadr's army, but then that fight had such a profound impact on him that he changed his identity to Abu Azrael. Abu Azrael believed that the Angel of Death confronts the wicked with force, and he wanted to do the exact same thing to those terrorists. He also has battled ISIS in several different places, and his engagement against terrorists much precedes the current conflict. He also engaged in combat with Syrian rebels near Damascus who were trying to overthrow President Assad. While he has fought against many other extremist groups as well, ISIS has been the target of the majority of his battles. At the start, it was believed that the militias had kept the extremist group from seizing control over Baghdad. The Shiite murder squads that conducted retaliatory attacks against Sunnis during the ethnic slaughter in 2006 to 2007, however, were a major source of concern for many. Back then, Commander Abu Dir'a of the Shiite militia was an icon. Because of his attacks on Sunni neighborhoods and his penchant for drilling holes into the skulls of Sunni detainees, Abu Dir'a was dubbed the Shiite Sarkawi, a reference to the Jordanian board Sunni leader of Al-Qaeda in Iraq, who organized deadly suicide bombings against Shiites. In the years to come, Abu Azrael's hatred of ISIS intensified to the point that he became the terror group's worst nightmare. When the town of Tikrit was freed from ISIS terrorists, the Shiite crusader who had begun using guns saw his moment of splendor. He provided hope for the majority of Iraqis, and dishonest officials sought to be associated with him. The soldiers began taking photos with him as he visited the regular forces. Nevertheless, the Iranian and Lebanese Hezbollah-trained Iraqi Rambo also belonged to a force supported by Tehran and was accused of war crimes by Amnesty International. He vowed to reduce the Islamic State group's jihadists to ashes, a quote that motivated a significant segment of the Iraqi population. This made him highly famous, and for several years afterward, Baghdad streets were filled with chants and repeated announcements of his fame. Abu Azrael became to be revered as a hero in Iraq. Since the militiaman's image can be found on t-shirts being put up for sale in Baghdad markets, everyone on the streets knew who he was. Numerous heroic figures, or terrorists as most of the Western world would refer to them, were born after Baghdad's fall in 2003. All this began when such Islamic army in Iraq was identified as the primary motivation for American sniper Nazar al-Jabouri, also known as the Baghdad Sniper. When firing on American forces, this sniper captured the deaths of his prey, and the rebel group posted a number of films online. One of them provided a first-person perspective from a sniper's sniping position. The rebel group understood that the production value of the film, not the kills, had given him his legendary position due to the massive global interest in this type of video. This morale-boosting feat is what Azrael followed, as it was an effective war strategy to drive thousands to do various actions that would ultimately lead to small yet effective victories. When the Angel of Death appeared in cyberspace, it garnered a lot of attention because it represented a wider Shia cyber narrative that emerged after the emergence of ISIL. These provocative and oftentimes brutal videos of him circulated and went viral even in the West, way past his target audience. Photos of Azrael holding blades, axes, and sometimes even mutilation of ISIS militants can be found on his Facebook profile. He ridiculed and teased hardline Sunnis online, as he employed an arsenal of weapons to finish the job. The seeming disparity between his exploits on the battleground and his generally unremarkable background seems to be part of what makes his tale fascinating. Iraqis represent the majority of Abu Azrael's Facebook followers, but Iranians have also shown a significant interest in him, posting pictures and making jokes about how he is truly kind and amusing underneath his fearsome look. He has become recognized as the face of the country's Shia population's struggle against ISIS. His motto is El Atahin, which translates to reduce you to dust, or till into dust. Then in October 2019, he was viciously attacked in Baghdad's Tahrir Square and knocked out by enraged Iraqis. He proceeded to have a hard time as he developed COVID-19 in 2020 and had significant lung damage. The Iraqi government and Shiite forces have spent years fighting a Sunni insurgency that has appeared under numerous guises, including Al-Qaeda in Iraq and the Islamic State in Iraq. Regardless of whatever label, pro-government media routinely refers to the insurgents as terrorists. However, Abu Azrael uses different terminology to refer to them as enemies, since he detested the fact that they comprised non-combatant Sunni tribesmen and people of other religions, such as the Yazidis. What would you do in the event of a foreign invasion of your country? And not just any invasion at that. The invaders are set on conquering and pillaging everything your countrymen have worked hard for, and that they aim for the fall of your very reality. Leave your comments down below, and while you're at it, check out other comments as well. There may be other ways to face such a threat that you haven't thought of yet. Whatever may be the truth regarding the facts of his life, Abu Azrael's story is significant because it provides insight into the Iranian neighbor's propaganda machine. The sheer number of Shia warriors resembling him currently in Tikrit, which is situated in the center of Iraq's Sunni Muslim population, alarms numerous individuals. There are worries that the battling forces' continued existence may further destabilize the region, as some of them are rumored to have connections to Iran. Assad rejects accusations that he is fostering sectarianism, even as Sunnis are the focus of his murderous attack. Abu Azrael is adamant that he despises sectarianism and that he, along with his armed comrades, are the holy warriors, defending the afflicted against those who would kill and pillage in the guise of Muslim ideals. Now, whether or not Azrael's actions were right or wrong could be debatable, but there are a couple of things we can't deny. Azrael is on the ground fighting against people who are attacking his very way of life, and there are people who deem him to be a hero. Though the last part is never an indication if an action is deemed moral or not, it does shed light to the realities that the war-afflicted people face every day. Ultimately, the masses only wish for an end to all the conflict they are caught in between to be able to live their lives peacefully. That's all for today. Make sure to follow Bear Luxury and hit the subscribe button so you won't miss out on all the amazing videos we have in store for you.